My question is, yeah, is there anything to do or to undo to just live in peace? Because also, I know many guidances or spiritual teachers or belief systems, and they all, I don't know, kind of way say you need more of this, so more discipline, more meditation, more yoga. Now I'm at the school, they say you need to train your body to get more light, more prana to you, so you can awake. And in some way, I think this is very. I see the people from school, and I see, whoa, they have a deepness I've never seen before, and so in this direction, I think this is a very good school. But on the other hand, I think there's so much focus just on the future and what you're gonna to do, and it's very much combined with effort and kind of way more like the effortless, just like we do in this meditation, just letting go and let the perspective change from its own. And in this teachings, I only see the perspective Alex has to rise. So I don't know. Yeah, what I have to do or to undo to come more to peace, to change the perspective from Alex to.
Now, when you say to come more to peace, that implies that your experience of this moment is not enough. So something seeking more peace.
It's Alex.
Okay. So if we put the story of Alex to the side for a moment, what's here without that?
Nothing. I don't know. Just no problems.
And would you say it's peaceful?
Yeah. So.
And just let your attention include the sensations in your body. Can you feel that field of inner aliveness? So just aware of it, like you're open into it as this peaceful, spacious nothingness. Not waiting for anything to happen. And just open your eyes and keep your attention here, including the body, like that. And keep your attention like this and just describe your experience of this moment.
Feel something in my between belly and chest, I think. Go more into that.
Yeah, so this answers the first question which you asked, which was, is there anything that I need to do or not do? I think it was your question, something like that. And what you're noticing is when you give up the doing and just let your attention rest as this nothingness, it's just awareness, spacious, and allow the body to be included, what happens is an unwinding takes place within, but you're not doing it. It's happening by itself in this field of pure awareness. And you're allowing for it to happen by consciously feeling it. Wherever you feel any tightness or discomfort, it begins to unwind. Now the mind tries to jump in then and makes that an agenda, something I have to do. So we have to be vigilant and watch these subtle movements of the mind, or something that's trying to go back into a me that has to get somewhere in the future. When we let go of that, whatever needs to happen, happens by itself, and it happens more effectively. And it's this peacefulness that creates the optimum environment for anything inside that's not at peace to become one with the peace. And you remain as the witness, observing this miraculous transformation that's taking place on the level of form, without having any agenda for a transformation to take place. And what you've become aware of, what you were speaking of earlier, is one of the great paradoxes in the journey of spiritual awakening, where there's a lot of teachings that say, okay, you have to do this strict meditation practice, you have to do these yogic practices, you have to do these breathing practices, you have to eat this diet. So many. And then there's the complete opposite teachings which say, don't do anything. There's nowhere to get to, you're already there. So it can seem a little confusing. But actually it's a paradox, and both of them are true. And often we have to do all the practices in order to reach a point of where the seeker becomes exhausted and surrenders. Now, does that surrender happen without the years of seeking? We can't really say. But if you look at the people that speak of their experience of spiritual awakening, true spiritual awakening, recognizing one's true nature, then most, if not all of them, have experienced to some degree or another a journey of seeking and practice of some kind. So the practice is necessary to bring us to the realization that the practice is not necessary. Now, what you find is that some people who find themselves on the path of seeking, what happens is their mind identifies as the seeker and they get stuck there in the seeker role, where the mind just wants more and more and more, and the mind is trying to get to the future. Okay, I want to get more energy. I want my energy to be stronger. I want to be able to breathe better. There's always this feeling of consuming or getting, and it's always in the future when I'll arrive there. So it's possible to spend your whole life as a seeker doing the spiritual practices without ever having a true spiritual realization. So we have to be vigilant to that movement of seeking and not identify with the mind that's trying to get somewhere, but surrender to the heart's desire, the heart's longing to know truth. And it doesn't mean that you have to give up all your practices and the school that you're going to. You can continue the practices, especially if you're enjoying them, but do the practices from this spacious awareness where there's a recognition, I am spaciousness, I am nothingness. There's nowhere to get to, but I'm doing the practices because I enjoy it. So that's very different from I'm doing the practices to try to get somewhere, to become something, to achieve something. And the more that you allow your attention to rest here as this spacious nothingness in the complete unknown, just savoring this moment, the more you'll start to attune to what you might call intuition, a subtle feeling or a momentum from within, which is like a drive for action, for doing. But this drive for movement isn't born from the separate self. It's not born from the mind that wants to get something. It's born from a feeling of following one's truth or one's pure excitement, just like a child might, feeling drawn to something. Just because it feels true, it feels right. And it's a very different movement than that movement of the mind that directs us through life in an attempt to achieve and get. And what that movement is the intelligence of life itself, the divine, moving through you as a temporary form. And when you're moving from there, everything that you do, everything that you say will be in alignment with this higher truth. So it will have a different quality to it. It will be an embodiment or an outward expression of peacefulness, of joy, of unconditional love, rather than outward expression of what can I get for me. So the more empty you become, the more full you become of the divine. But there's no doing involved. It's a letting go, a surrendering, an opening, and allowing the divine to fill you up. Of course, there is no you to fill up anymore. Does that clear up the confusion? Does it make sense?
So much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Lovely to meet you, Alex.